Hello, my name is Anastasia von Sievers and this is the Power of One podcast show. And let's have a look, file introduction of our guest. Entrepreneur, founder and owner Amanda Caroline Skincare, a luxury British skincare brand for mature skin. Property developer, former model, luxury brand ambassador, lives London and Monaco. Amanda Caroline Cronin. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for coming. How are you?
I'm really well. Thank you so much for asking me today.
Yeah, I'm very, very much appreciated for your time, for coming here.
Likewise.
And we have a lot to talk.
Yes.
Yeah. So, tell me please a little bit more about your business. You have skincare brand, as long as I know. I've been at one of your event at your beautiful house, and we had the chance to try the products. What is it about? Can you please?
Yeah, so I launched my skincare line just over 2 years ago, but we were in 3 years in development before that. So I had over 12 years in luxury branding prior to launching my own company. And I decided to go into the wellness business, the slow aging, better aging business. And I decided that would be skincare. And I wanted to build a British brand. Everything is formulated and manufactured in the UK. That was very important to me, being born and raised in the UK. So I launched with a cream and a serum to start with, and now we've got a cleanser and a couple of more products coming along this year. And I wanted to disrupt in the space. As a true entrepreneur, I didn't really find the products that were acceptable to me. So I redesigned the texture in rich cream so it doesn't congest. Congestion is a big problem with rich, thick creams. And I redesigned the texture of the cleanser as well. So it's an innovative, scientific brand. Everything is from plant stem cells. Everything is natural, but in a scientific way. We use new ingredients, new textures, and we are able to slow down the aging process and repair some of the signs of aging, inflammation, and sun damage.
This is absolutely incredible what you do.
Thank
How
you.
did you find the factory for your creams? Was it difficult to find? Probably you did a lot of tests from different factories.
No, not at all.
I think it's very difficult to find something like very texturized.
No, it is challenging finding a manufacturer that will work with small brands. And it was definitely challenging finding a team of cosmetic scientists that would also work with a startup. I leaned into my network. In fact, I leaned into my daughter's network, and I found an award-winning cosmetic scientist team based on the south coast of England, and again leaning into my daughter's network. What's been happening with my daughter is my daughter went to all the best schools and she met some great kids, and great kids often have great parents, and great parents have been very helpful to me and definitely on this journey. So I leaned into one of the families of my daughter's friends, and they helped me not only with my cosmetic scientist team and the lab, and they also gave me a manufacturing consultant, and then I was up and running.
That's amazing connections. You know.
Yes, it's a lot about network. Your wealth is your network, as we know today, and leaning in and asking for help has been really important to me on this journey.
Your network is your net worth,
basically.
Yes,
Absolutely, yeah.
So why skincare? Why cosmetic? Why not something else, like maybe plastic surgery or spa center or hotel or something else? Why skincare?
Well, I think being an ex-model, I was a model for almost 15 years, and I got very interested in modeling is quite a short career. So I was always quite interested in how to stay younger for longer and stretch out that career, although I retired at sort of 33.
We all need this.
Yeah, how to stay better looking for longer.
We're not getting younger, we're getting little bit.
Yeah, so I was a little interested in epigenetics and the power of the mind, and I just sort of, sort of late 20s, early 30s, I just decided that the aging process wasn't for me. Not that aging is negative. We're very blessed to be aging. So that's what I focused on. So that was the first idea. And then a survivor of skin cancer. I had a malignant melanoma when I was in my early 30s. And that got me very interested in the skin. And then turning to beauty as a comfort during a difficult time. Around 2018 to 2019, I saw the benefits of great products and great treatments and working with great people. In fact, my father was in the plastic surgery industry, so I was definitely interested in that area. And I work today with lots of doctors, plastic surgeons, dermatologists, cosmetic doctors, because not only do I design products, I'm in charge of the research and development, product development, brand development, and business development. But if we're talking about biohacking the skin age, if we're talking about preventative skincare and how to repair the signs of aging, or aging is really caused by inflammation or loss of collagen and elastin. And we can, together with treatments and products, we can do a lot of good for the skin by nourishing it, and with treatments going into the deeper layers. So biohacking of the skin health and skin quality is at the forefront of what I do. Why did I decide to go into skincare? Well, it really just found me when I wanted to start a business. I suppose it had occurred to me to go into fashion, jewelry, maybe the arts, because I'm very passionate about all of those three sectors. But I think it's very important when you do start a business. Business is very tough. Business is hard. It's very competitive. It's very challenging.
How do you feel being in a business in men's world?
Yeah, so
you're a strong woman.
Yeah, but it's important to be in the right business. If you're going to go into business, there are some businesses that you may have more opportunity in than others, and you may have more chance of success than other businesses. We know wellness industry is going to hit $2 trillion in the next 8 to 10 years. Skincare is part of wellness.
It's true.
It's true.
You're going there.
Exactly. So here I am, 2 years and 3 months post-launch, 3 years in development, building a multi-billion-dollar skincare line. The skincare industry is bigger than the car industry in the UK, for example, and I think over 600 million in the US, just creams. So the vision for the brand is big. The space is very big. When people say, oh, it's saturated, that's actually a false comment. The skincare industry is not saturated. It is competitive, and there are a lot of brands coming along. Some brands will succeed and some brands will fail. That will be due to either running out of money or having a product that nobody wants.
Yeah, so, some brands, they're going up, but then they disappear and we don't know about them anymore. And another brand coming to the market, like your brand.
Yeah,
like Kylie Jenner, or what is the name of the brand? Kylie Cosmetic, Kylie Makeup.
Yeah.
Or some other brands coming up to the market, other brands, and other brands fail. So it's all like circle, like not like, I wouldn't say circle, it's like moving. Yeah, it's like nature.
Yeah, but most businesses fail because they run out of cash. And if that's not going to be an issue, and you have a really good quality product and you have a great team around you, there's no reason why the business will fail. In fact, we're just getting ready to scale up. We're taking on some investment.
Are you looking for investors for your skincare cosmetic?
I'm not looking. Investors will be looking to invest in a company like mine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But you're doing right thing. You're doing very, very I'm very happy for you. And
I've only brought one of my babies today because that's all I had in my bag, but it's just enough so you can see the branding.
Products? Can I try?
Yeah, so this is one of my hero products. Although, again, the question about hero products, all my products are going to be hero products. Yes, this is a brand new texture in rich creams.
Caroline. Yeah, Amanda Caroline. This is Lift Cream.
So I created a new texture in rich creams because predominantly what can happen with a rich cream, it can lead to a lot of congestion in the pore. It can lead to melia, those little sort of white bumps under the skin, which are very difficult to remove. And in fact, they have to be removed professionally. So I wanted to create a cream that was rich through the science and the ingredients.
I love the smell.
I know. It is literally like that reaction. I love to see that.
Very feminine. Very
feminine,
gentle.
although it is unisex. And men love rose as well, which I didn't know. I just assumed men like vanilla or cigars. But no, they love
they
rose.
like cigars only.
Yeah. But this is
whiskey and cigars.
Yeah. But this is a beautiful new texture. It's extremely rich. It's got botanical oils like passion flower oil in it. It's got brand new ingredients like rosality. We've got argiline, magistem, sculpt essence, obviously hyaluronic filling spheres. So we're plumping, we're dealing with hydration, pigmentation, dark circles. And this is just very, very nourishing for the skin, and very penetrative because it can absorb into the skin. It can really work. And it smells
it absorbs very well.
That's a point of difference, the absorption. There's other points of differences where we're using ingredients that no one in the world is using. We were one of the first in the world to use rosality. That's probably going to blow vitamin C out of the water because that's a brightener.
Where can we buy it?
So going back to where we can buy it, we launched straight away into the US. We're with Saks Fifth Avenue in the US, on Saks.com, Fenwick in the UK, all 10 stores. We're in the French pharmacy in Marylebone. We have a luxury pharmacy in Paris. We're with doctors' clinics in Monte Carlo, and aesthetic and doctors' clinics in London as well. We're just moving into China. We've just redone all of our brochures in Chinese, which is going to be really interesting. And this year we're very much focused on the US and China. I want to be number one on black skin, melanin-rich skin. I'm very, very focused on that, as the offering out there has been very, very poor. So we're looking at now having conversations with Ghana and Nigeria, and we're getting phenomenal results on melanin-rich skin. And then going forward, the vision is to obviously move into the Middle East and then Asia in general. But the US is really the target market. That's the largest consumer marketplace in the world.
And China's
well. Number 2.
Asia.
Yeah, absolutely.
America.
The UK market is interesting, but we find our American customer, our American woman, is more curious for new brands, and she has really deep pockets. So that's something that we're very focused on, and America has taken the brand on board very, very well.
And what do you think the secret of successful brand, for brand being successful, to succeed?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't just launch some products. I haven't just launched some creams. I haven't just launched something to sell. I've built a brand. The branding is very, very strong. You know, this really stands out if you look at this pink and black branding in a sea of products that are predominantly white. So the pink and black really shines through. There's other brands.
So basically the packaging, right?
So the branding, for me, I had 12 years of branding experience where I used to help other brands. I used to put brands on the map. So I did that for jewelers and musicians and artists and fashion labels. I had sort of 12 years of blowing up other people's brands. And so I applied that to my own brand. So I understand branding very well. So I didn't just create some creams to sell on Instagram or out the back of a car.
Yeah, I know. You did big research, as you said before.
Yeah,
yes.
no, but it's not that. That's not the.
Centuries,
Yeah, but that's the mechanics of the business. If we're talking about the branding, is
if you know consistency, if you know what to put inside.
Yeah, but for me it was very, very important, the look of the brand. And I think today people don't always understand how a brand should look. And branding is, you know, if you don't have a really strong, powerful looking brand and you don't understand branding, whatever you might manufacture, is not really going to be appealing to a buyer. Because when you have conversations with really big buyers, you know, Saks, Harrods, Harvey Nichols, you know, we're on a call to Harvey Nichols on Friday, they're not just interested in the ingredients, they're not just interested in the formulas, of course they are, and the results. How does it look? What is the brand? What is the brand story? What's the messaging? They have a vision for the brand that has to align with yours. So I think the branding is, I know how to blow up a brand, and that's something that I believe I've done very, very well. The brand looks phenomenal. You could have an Amanda Caroline clinic, an Amanda Caroline hotel, you know, an Amanda Caroline perfume line. You know, we can go into color cosmetics. It's not just going to end at skincare, but this pink and black branding is very, very strong.
You know what I think about the branding, as you mentioned, when you were talking. So when I saw I have an insight. And my opinion, brands will succeed with the history and with the person of one. I think you had an idea, for example, to create this skincare brand.
Yeah.
Amanda Caroline,
Yeah.
right? And they look at the history of the brand, at the
The heritage.
full package, at the heritage. Like, let's say,
well, there's not much heritage. It's a new brand, but I can tell you what I think what you're referring to.
It's
is
like a Dior, it's a big brand.
I'm building
but who is behind
a legacy brand.
Yes.
That in 100 years' time, this brand will still be around. You know, and
it's like Harry Winston of
and it
diamonds.
has to be timeless, and it has to be classic, and it has to be elegant, and that was very important to me. I didn't just look at how the brand looks
so
today.
You're creating a history. You're creating a history.
Amazing. And having a founder, I think, behind a brand,
this is very important.
Puts it on another level. It becomes a gold tier brand. Having a real founder, you know, rather than a manufactured founder, because you have to understand that big corporations, they'll make up a story, they'll make up a founder, they'll make it all up and market that, and people will buy into that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's
director,
all, it could be exactly. It might not be real. So to have a really passionate founder, you know, I've invested my cold hard-earned cash into my own business. That's how much I believe in it, and I think having a founder is very, very important today. We've got some incredible founder brands coming out of the UK, like Trini, Victoria Beckham, you know, Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, and then incredible other founders. And especially, you know, London has become a hub for female founders in the beauty industry, which I find very interesting as well, that we are getting the support that we need to be able to build these brands.
What about your personal life? If we can talk about it a little bit. You have a daughter, you were married. How was your marriage? You had a divorce? Yeah, I know, yes.
Yeah.
How was it
sad.
for you?
It's very sad and disappointing, that chapter in my life. But it was a great chapter, don't get me wrong. It was a phenomenal chapter.
You have
over 12 years.
Daughter, 26
a
years
beautiful daughter from my first husband. I've been married more than once. I've been blessed with more than one husband, and they were phenomenal in their own way. And some things, you know, just don't last. You know, it was very sad and very disappointing and very, very hard. A very challenging time in my life. I did not expect my marriage to end, and it's taken a long time to
recover,
heal from that, I think. I'm sure for everyone involved. But I'm on the other side of it and diving, you know, I literally started my company immediately. And I'm really glad that I have this, because it has really kept me going, and I've really been able to dive in and throw myself into my business, and that has really helped me on my journey of healing. That's something I'm very proud of. And today, you know, sitting very well in the business community, and you know, I've become a woman of faith during that difficult time, and that's a big part of my life as well. So my life is very different today. I think my old life was definitely more surface level. It was more superficial. It was less productive and less rewarding. I didn't have the sense of purpose that I have today. I think I finally matured. It probably took me a really long time to mature. I'm naturally sort of quite a young at heart, playful kind of person. But yes, today I've gained a lot of authority in the business arena. I mean, I get invited to, you know, dinners with some of the biggest entrepreneurs in the UK, you know, from some of the biggest banks in the UK, and I've been honoured in these dinners, and it's quite overwhelming how I've gone from, you know, that previous chapter to today, quite an accelerated way. It's a great chapter of my life. I feel at the best I've ever felt in my life, in my age. which you haven't asked me, but I'm in my 50s, and I feel
you just started basically. Just started your business just recently at your 50s.
I did. I started my business at 50 years old, which is would might seem odd, but I just don't feel like I had the opportunity before. And also I feel very, very well placed with the amount of experience that I have, life experience, and I'm very, very have a huge amount of energy.
I can see.
So with the energy and the experience and the life lessons that I've learned, and obviously I was side by side with my amazing ex while he built his company from zero to a value of hundreds of millions, and I shared that journey with him and learned a lot during that journey. So I'm so grateful for that time. I think I sort of went to CEO training school during that time. And I've applied that to my own business. So yes, lots and lots of positivity. But yeah, right now I'm definitely married to my work, married to my faith, and married to my little white poodle. I don't think marriage is on the cards for me. Never say never. I don't think that's a driver for me in relationships today, but definitely to have that life partner and companion, and lovely person to be with. I do hope to find that person in the near future, but right now I am very focused on my work.
He's coming, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think everything, obviously, we know is about timing, and I think I am meant today to just really focus on building this company for the next few years, and then when I'm retired, maybe in the next 5 years or so, I'm definitely going to devote more time to the dating game, for sure. Yes.
I see how much you're excited about your business. You're so much concentrated on what you do. It's incredible what you do. Today, we're filming at one of the most precious, luxurious and charming hotel in Marylebone, London, Henry's Townhouse. What is special about this place? Its significant touch over history. Let's have a look at it. 6 novels of Jane Austen transformed into 6 elegant and thoughtfully designed bedrooms. Each have their own unique narrative to tell. Its interiors have been inspired by her favorite brother, Henry, who lived at this esteemed address in the 18th century. Much like novels on a shelf, they invite you to open them up. Let's have a look at Eliza's bedroom, one of my favorite bedrooms. Welcome to have a look. Every bedroom features its own beautiful interior style with different fabrics and materials. For example, look at this armchair. This is my favorite one. I was watching Millionaires and Me.
Yeah.
And realized you have kind of like 2 personalities inside.
Just 2. 22.
We all have some, And one is compassionate, religious, very feminine, with heart full of kindness, and in the same time broken heart after marriages. And another part of you is like lioness, socialite, going on one of the most precious events in these big gowns, and you continue filming your reality show as long as I know. Yes. What part is more closer to you?
Well, I mean, that show, you have to understand, that was really filmed during the pandemic. So every time we had a break in lockdowns, with the cameras would come to the house. So I do think that I've moved on a lot since that documentary. I'm very proud of that piece of work. It's a very sensitive piece of work. It has been celebrated. And it's actually used as an educational piece now for commissioners on how to commission a piece of work. So that was, I think you see a person there who's transitioning out of, a medium
Not transitioning,
marriage.
you know, you're a very kind person. You're very,
Yeah.
your heart full of kindness.
Thank you.
Know.
I am a very warm person,
Yeah,
and
you are a very
I
warm.
think I
But
hope
at the
that
same
comes
time,
across.
you like cut.
Get out. So that
get out from my way.
Yeah, no, but that piece of work was definitely, looking back on it today, you know, that is I didn't have the responsibility that I had. I hadn't launched my brand. I was in the middle of constructing this property in Belgravia. Yeah. So I definitely did a lot of maturing. I'm not saying during that filming, because it was very lighthearted and playful, but definitely after I launched the business. You know, you become responsible for other people's livelihoods, and, you know, very responsible for all of your accounts. So the responsibility that I have today is not necessarily reflected in that. Where was I going with that story? What I was trying to say was, yes, I'm a very warm, kind-hearted woman. I think people would say that about me. But I'm also, of course, incredibly strong.
You were participating in few charities in this documentary.
Yeah.
Which was, for many people, would be difficult to talk to homeless people.
See, I don't find that difficult. No, for me, that was a great honor and a great
and
joy.
You did it easy. You did it easy, very easy.
Thank you. That was just a really lovely time to do that. But you know, it was just a great piece of work. I think today, if there was a sequel, it would be quite different. You would see a more serious businesswoman, and more serious women in general. I don't drink alcohol anymore. You know, we used to drink a lot of alcohol.
Me too. I don't drink alcohol.
So
do you see the differences on your face? Do you feel differences? You have lots of energy. And you look much better when you don't drink alcohol.
I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't fit into my life anymore.
Yes.
And I'm someone that's kind of been drinking.
We're against the alcohol.
I mean, no one's judging. But I think it does. No more wasted mornings, no more wasted days, no more days where you don't feel well, or those 2 or 3 hours where you might not feel well in the morning, just that whole feeling. But it's taken a whole, you know, I mean,
how long have you not been drinking alcohol?
Like, it's not that long. Like October, maybe, something like that. But I feel like I don't need alcohol anymore. I think for me, I'm quite I'm not as confident as people think going into social situations. So I think for me, it helped me to find my way.
To relax, yes.
And to find my groove. You know, I see it like a groove.
So was it difficult to film this documentary during lockdown? What were the challenges? So basically,
I mean, there was a lot of red tape, because obviously this was a Warner Brothers production, Channel 4, Warner Brothers, a big conglomerate. So their red tape was really difficult, but we managed to work around it. I mean, you know, we had to go to Monaco and film, and the borders were closed. So obviously, you know, we found a way through and flew into Italy and drove to Monaco. Like, of course, there was no one on the border. And actually, you know, we would film in the lockdowns, in between the lockdowns rather. And we were very respectful of COVID. But yeah, we just found a way through. I think it was very challenging. I remember, you know, because all the content was coming from me. You have to understand that all of the content was me. So I own a third of that film, for example. Warner Brothers own a third, I own a third, and also the director owned a third. So I remember feeling pressure to go and film in Monaco, and, you know, get a group of ladies together for a lunch at Le Capistel, and getting into Monaco when the borders were closed. And I, you know, like to put myself under pressure. But I remember sort of lying on the couch one day and thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do this. This is too difficult. Then you pick yourself up again, dust yourself off, and you just go again, and you just push and push and push. I see everything as a brick wall. There's always a way through. You can go through the wall, you can go over the wall, around the sides, under, but you always find a way through. So you just keep going until you find that way through. So I'm very much a person that does very well under pressure. And in fact, I put myself under pressure. And that's really when you see the best of me. Nothing grows in a comfort zone. Nothing grows in comfortability. That's quite a toxic, dead space to be.
So was it
a limbo.
you put yourself out of your comfort zone doing this documentary, basically, right?
Well, very much, because I'm naturally I'm quite good on camera, but I didn't have a lot of experience in that type. But I'm able to be activated. It's quite interesting. I think I learned that from modeling. As soon as the camera's on me, I'm activated. It's sort of the wind up, get your doll or whatever. So I hope I came across well. It's on all the airlines now. So weirdly enough, when it went on air, not that many people saw it because it went on Valentine's night at 10 o'clock at night. Channel 4 gave us the worst slot possible. I don't know why. I would never work for them again. And then a year and a half later, it was bought by every single airline in the world. It's on American, Qantas, BA, I don't know what.
So you became famous. You became fun.
So people are now seeing it who didn't have the opportunity to see it before, and they DM me and they say really nice comments, and always referring a lot to the homeless scenes, which were not contrived. I mean, those scenes were probably meant to make me look out of touch. But if you are a person who's not out of touch, and if you are relevant, and if you are current as a person, then you can't make someone look bad if they're not bad. It's impossible, So
you helped them a lot. I think this was a big step. I think it was big participation for you, doing something good.
Well, but I've always worked a lot with charity. I believe in doing things. Charity should be done quietly. There's no question about that. Anything that you do in philanthropy should not have an ego attached to it. So I've always supported charities.
I'm doing charity.
Yeah, going to a gala, sticking your hand up, being a big shot. I mean, yes, you can do that, and if that raises money, okay, of course, that's nothing negative to say about that. But I've always wanted to support women. I've always supported domestic abuse charities. I love, looking at homeless charities. Help the aged. I'm a big part of the church community, and through the church community we support so many charities. Every Sunday when I'm in London, 5 o'clock, you'll find me at HTB. This weekend I was at the Sunday service and the Good Friday service, and we were all jumping up and down and singing, and it's very light-hearted. But yes, I think I've learned a lot about community through being in the church, and it's nothing to do with religion. That's just not a word that we use. It's just faith, it's protection, it's blessing, and it's community.
I agree with you.
Yeah, thank you. So community, I didn't really have a strong sense of community from where I'm from. We were quite isolated, growing up on a sort of a farm in the middle of country fields, and not naturally overly social, quite naturally shy. So community has come late in the day for me, and understanding what it means to be a part of a community and have a social conscience within that community. And also, again, the timing is so phenomenal, because when you're building a business, it's all about your community and getting the trust from your community to invest in your brand.
Going back to the documentary.
Yes.
Do you think being femme helps to build the brand, to build branding?
I know. I mean, people will say yes. The more famous you are, the more creams you're going to sell. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I mean, I've just been offered another TV show. It's not. I'm on the fence whether to do it or not. I think probably I should do it for the brand, But for me, I'm very protective of my brand. You know, I'm building, you know, my brand is one of the most elegant brands in the world, as we know, timeless, classic elegance. It's classy, if we can still say that word. And yes, being very famous may help, but also I think there's a bit of backlash going on with celebrity brands.
Kim Kardashian, for example, Kardashian family.
Well, I just think there's been a lot of celebrities going into skincare and cosmetics.
Because it's billionaire dollars niche. Everybody wants to take it.
Yeah, but I think there has to be
the
right story behind it, other than I just want to make more money. You know, so there has to be some authenticity behind why you're doing it, and some passion behind the brand.
Do you want to be famous or successful?
For me, I want to, you know, the dream for me is to be well regarded and well respected and extremely well known in the business community, in the beauty industry. For me, I want to be a personal goal for me would be to be on the front page of the Financial Times.
Why do you want this?
For, you know, having built a brand, you know, that has a great value to it, value to the customer, value to the investors, value to the shareholders. So for me, that.
Why do we want this? Why do we want this to be the gold of skincare?
I'm the new Estee Lauder. I know. I think when you do have your own business, and you do have the passion and the drive and the ambition for the business, I think it's nice to be recognized in the business community, winning awards around the products, winning awards around being an entrepreneur and being recognized. And that does help more than a random TV show to build the brand and build your authority in the business community. So I think that, yes, probably I'm sort of, you know, I bumped into a girl the other day that's not very nice, you know, friend of a friend of a friend. And, you know, she kind of came up to me while I was shopping in Boots, you know, and it was just like, oh, I see you're blowing up all over Instagram. I'm seeing your brand everywhere. And she went, who knew? And I was just like, okay, well,
who knew? Did she say like this?
Who knew? Was like a comment. And I was thinking, wow, that's just, what a comment to make. What, who knew that I would be so successful in business? Who knew that I would know how to run a business? Who knew that I'd have quality products? Who knew that I wasn't a blonde bimbo stereotype?
This is very bad comment, yes. Who knew that?
That was,
yes.
So,
it's like,
you know, yes, is there a bit of kind of...
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm encouraging... It's bad, right? It's bad.
It's very bad.
What did I ever do to you? What I'm saying is that I'm encouraging... That's probably a common type of comment that a woman might make to another woman.
Maybe she meant like in different
She might have meant who knew the products would be... I don't know.
Who knew? Maybe she meant like who knew you're going to be big.
Yeah.
Congratulations, congratulations.
She
say maybe.
All of that and above. I always look at the positive side. I'm only 100% positive around women and for women, but women, you know, need to look at women as sisters rather than competition. Of course. And what can I do for you? How can I help you? And that's just, you know, the approach that I have towards women. And I think that's, you know, feeding back into what I'm doing. And I'm so overwhelmed at the support I've had from women, and women who are way ahead of me. You know, they may have a brand that's, you know, 5, 10, 15 years ahead of me. And, you know, they're all coming out of the woodwork. What can we do? What can we do?
You are on your way, I'm sure. Yes, you're doing right things and you are on your way. Yes,
but women are difficult. And when we talk
I would never say your cosmetic everywhere. I would never say comment like this, no matter what it means. Personally, I would never say it.
So we talk about, is it difficult to be in a man's world? It's more difficult to be around women. Some of the time, women can be very, very tough on each other. And I have found that, I know when I went through my difficult time, that the people that protected me and helped me and advised me and wanted me to get through that in a good way were the men, not the women. So I have so much respect for men. I have been helped so much by men. Good men support good women, and good women support good women. So you just surround yourself with good people, and that has to be the recipe really for friendships, relationships, and to do with business.
Yeah. I would like to ask you about some charity you participate. You mentioned that you are participating in domestic violence, to help women. Maybe you can give some women advices what to do if they got into the situation, what they have to do.
Well, there's a great charity in the UK called Women's Aid, and that raises money for Refuge. And Refuge is a charity that helps women escape from domestic violence, and also pays for, because it's not just the woman that suffers in a domestic violence home. Also the children suffer as well. So that's something that I've worked on, and we have other charities that we align with on the brand, to do with the Prince's Trust, and to do with, Click Sargent is another great cancer charity. So yeah, I mean, I'm not probably going to talk about, we can probably leave that there. But
yeah. What would be your advices for entrepreneurs, for business women who just in the beginning of the path, let's say?
Yeah, so I think it's very interesting to have your concept and understand what to wrap around that concept, because a concept is just an idea, and then what do you do with that idea? I think you have to understand very, very early on what sector you are going to go into, and do your market research on that sector and see what the appetite may be for the product that you potentially want to sell. I've always liked selling things, and selling comes very, very naturally to me. So I'm quite good at selling my brand. And then you have to understand where are your resources coming from. You're going to probably need, I'm going to say, startup costs are going to be around the £500,000 mark to get you, to launch, and probably a year of runway around that. So resources, where are your experts coming from, getting an elite team of people around you, understanding where your weaknesses are, where are your strengths, where are your weaknesses, and who do you bring in and tap into where there's areas that you might not be so good at. I know when I interviewed my business manager, she was very strong on numbers and spreadsheets, and that was something that was very interesting to me. So identify who you need in the team to help you. You can't do it all. Entrepreneurs can burn out within 5 years, and that's not a good place to be. So you really need, as a founder, you almost need to be free to be the face of your brand, to be the founder, act as a founder. You need to go to meetings. You need to be rested. You may need to look good if you're in the beauty industry. So you're not going to be able to be up all night writing emails and doing admin. So you need someone there that's going to take that off your plate. Yes, and just organizing. And then I think, set yourself a launch date, because it can just drift. If you can launch, you can sell, and if you can sell, you can grow. So have a date and stick to it. Whatever goes wrong, you can probably still launch. I mean, I did 150 people launch party at Nobu Portman Square. I had nothing in the warehouse to sell, because one of the ingredients had arrived so late in the day. that on the night of the party, the manufacturer was
Imagine
actually
how
still
you felt.
mixing the
Yeah.
creams. Yeah, but I didn't move the date. I didn't move the party. It was all arranged. The ingredient did arrive. It takes 2 to 3 weeks to make the product once we have all of the ingredients in the manufacturer. And I just stuck to my guns and prayed on it. And we launched that night with pre-orders and switched on the website with pre-orders. So again, having the courage, having the bravery, having the unstoppableness, and just keep going and be brave and be bold. And you can do it, and have that faith in yourself and faith in your team. It's all about your team. It's all about the people around you, and it's all about the product. So that would be my advice.
What is your power? What is your most strongest power?
That's a really, really good question. I think my power, my superpower would be courage. I think that I've always been a courageous woman, even when I didn't know it. And now I'm able to tap into that courage. Courage is also boldness and being bold. It's not about confidence, because I'm not the most confident person at all. I still struggle with that in some situations. But yes, I think that can separate people. Courage is something that's a gift, and if you have it, use it.
Yeah, sometimes life put us in difficult situations. Like I also went through the divorce. I also went through some difficult.
I'm sure we're women
in my life. Yes, and thanks to these difficulties, some of my power came up. And the same happened
through
to
adversity.
You. Yes, through adversity. Yes, and sometimes we need these difficulties. We need these failures to get into the point.
Yes, it's a lot about failing or facing failure or facing, being at the edge of the abyss and having a look in. And
I'm not going there.
Yeah,
I'm going there.
It's there are these moments of sink or swim. Sometimes I think I chatted to you about this. Sometimes you can visualize yourself on the bottom of a swimming pool, and the next gulp of air could be water. So that's a sink or swim moment. And I've definitely been in some places in my life which I'm sure you have as well. We've been very, very challenging, low and etc. But it is that courage and that spirit, that
the energy
pulls you through the spirit,
yes,
the energy, something supernatural
gives you power.
that sort of pulls you out of that. And other people also help to pull you up. And I always see this as a sort of a bit of a ladder, and you help people up and they help you up, and this is what we do. But yes, it's very, very interesting.
Thank you so much, Amanda. It was very, very interesting conversation.
Thank you to you.
Yeah, now we know each other a little bit more.
We do. And, thank you so much.
We stay in touch.
Absolutely.
And let's see
Gaia
what
Friday.
comes out.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're amazing.
Thank you.